Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Insight on Business. My name is Michael Libbie. This is the show about advertising, marketing, consumer trends, best business practices. Why do we do this? Well, we do this to be assistive to your company. No matter what size the company is, small, medium, or large, hopefully you'll glean a nugget or two out of these weekly broadcasts and be able to impact your marketing footprint and do a better job at selling whatever it is that you're selling. And maybe it helps us sell more of what we're selling too. In studio with us, we had a crash. Technology.
This is internet.
Technology, isn't it great? This is the internet, yeah. With us in studio is our friend Lynn Hicks. Lynn is the business editor for the Des Moines Register, and Lynn's been there for 18 years. First started as the business editor in 2004. Prior to coming back to Iowa, back to Des Moines, you were in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. That's a pretty little community.
It is. It's a great little college town in the middle of Wisconsin. Great place to live.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in and doing this, Lynn. We appreciate it. You folks over at the Register have just moved from a place that you had for 70 years down on Locust Street down to Capitol Square in new office. That move must have been a nightmare, was it?
It was, I think there was more meetings and more memos than Hannibal's March Across the Alps, just 3 blocks away. But yeah, we had a lot of history in that building, and obviously that building means a lot to me. I worked there almost 20 years. I started working there when I was in college, and I remember watching those presses run.
The sound of those presses.
Yes. Oh, that whole building rumbled.
Look.
But we've outgrown that. In some ways, outgrown that space, and the new digs are pretty amazing. And I wish everybody could kind of see it. You can see some of the videos we've put on our website, but there's some technology and some natural light, and it's a much more comfortable place to work. I think it's more productive. And
what do you think this will do for the paper, Lynn? As far as helping the newspaper become, once again, not that it's not, but we've all seen the subscription numbers continue to fall, and we've watched what happens in newspapers all across the country. What do you think this new space will help the Register do that will be different and perhaps more exciting in the future?
Well, I think the immediate effect, I think you'll see I hope you see productivity improve, because it's just a much more pleasant place to work. I hate to throw out all the buzzwords of innovation and collaboration, but that's what these spaces are designed for. And we were in the 13th-floor building, and very siloed departments, and we're now mostly on one floor, and lots of spaces to meet, small groups, large groups. We've created what we call mission control, which is a lot of the editors and web people are seated together, which we hope will improve communications. We've got big video screens, and the idea is that we're more reactive to what's happening out there. And so our website, people should see the difference in the website. So I think all of those things. I think also it just energizes. I mean, it's good for retaining people and attracting people. Because I don't think there are a lot of newsrooms around the country that look like what we have.
Well, we did a story last month, and you're probably aware of it. They were talking about the worst jobs in the United States for college graduates. And the worst job for college graduates was a newspaper reporter. And they were talking about that because of the fact of consolidation issues, lack of growth, subscriptions. But this sounds to us like Gannett, the Register, has taken a look at new media opportunities out there to become a much more proficient voice and a more immediate voice for the public. Would you agree?
I think so. I mean, I think that study was not surprising in a sense, because it's been a tough few years in the industry, and we've lost a lot of good people. There's a lot of people out there in the a lot of excellent former journalists.
There are.
But I also have a lot of optimism. I was for people who are going into journalism now. If they, newspapers long term, the printed product. Sure, there are lots of questions about the future, but I think with we're in this, continue to be in this rapidly evolving information age, and we need those kinds of people who can produce content, edit content, and get it up quickly and accurately. And so there's going to continue to be a demand for that. So I have a lot of optimism for people who are coming into this industry. We in newspapers just have to figure out the business model.
Sure.
And so that's we're in the throes of that. So.
Well, we just had a story today, two stories that are pointed directly to this. We were talking about a sailmaker from Gloucester, Massachusetts in an 1869 ad. And sometimes businesses out there simply don't change. They don't evolve to meet the new demand and the new consumer. And clearly, the Register is attempting to do that. The other story we had was about the New York Times. And I thought this was fascinating, that the New York Times subscription revenue is now outpacing their display ad revenue. That's pretty stunning, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the growth is outpacing it. I think what the New York Times is doing. It sounds a little scary, but they are, the reason that a lot of papers, including the Register, have gone to this online subscription model is because the New York Times has had such success. And so they probably know what they're doing, and they have, I think they've got unique content, and they know that I think for a long time we debased the value of information by giving it away for free.
Right.
And so that's why, I feel strongly about newspapers charging for online content. And I think that, as people grow more sophisticated, they are understanding, what's the good information out there and what will they pay for it. So it'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, and just an editorial comment relative to newspapers. My family's a subscriber. I've been a subscriber to the real paper as well as the digital online stuff for a long time. And here's why, Lynn. I think that there's still some stuff, some content within the newspaper that you don't see online. And that there's some stories there that you might miss or gloss over. And so I still relish, of course I'm an old guy, I still relish, getting my morning paper at 5 o'clock and spending a half an hour going through that, combing the stories of interest, because I think there's a real seminal quality to that I can't get on my computer screen or on my mobile device.
Well, I'm the same way, and I think, we're in this interesting period where, we're digital growth is growing like crazy, especially mobile. And yet people still want the printed product. And I think, you're seeing that in New Orleans play out right now when the Times-Picayune tried to cut back on producing a daily newspaper, and there was an uproar. Sure. And they've got competitors now in the market, and they've reversed themselves somewhat. So is print seeing a resurgence? I don't know, but it's not dead.
Well, it's a real pickle. And it's a real pickle, and it takes money to fix this, and obviously the Register's seen through that, and Gannett has seen through that, and the reason for the move. Yeah, I was enjoying Kyle Munson's articles about the old building, and
it's great.
Yeah, pneumatic tubes whisking copy from one floor to the other.
I used some of those pneumatic tubes.
And we're talking about pneumatic tubes in a multi-story building, and there's probably people out there going, "What the hell are they talking about?"
It was high tech for its time.
Email? No, they're pneumatic tubes. Anyway, when we come back, we're going to be talking with Lynn Hicks from the Des Moines Register about something else that we had as a story. And because Lynn is the business editor for the Des Moines Register, we had a story, and we were not making an editorial comment on this, but we were talking about how the state of Iowa Economic Development Authority, continues to funnel huge sums of money in the way of tax credits to already successful companies to lure them to the state. We'll ask Lynn, he's not an editor, he's not an editorial writer, but we'll ask him how that really works in the real world. And is the governor's, the administration correct in saying, hey, you're not looking at the full picture, take a look at all the jobs that come about by building these large data centers. Lynn Hicks with us when we come back on Inside on Business, the News Hour. We'll be back with more right after this.